Hey guys, Mynock here with mynocksdan.com, and here's the latest in my Sith Acolyte armor build, and this is obviously the chest plate. The outer layer is cold cast in aluminum using onyx resin. I didn't use as much aluminum as I normally use, simply because the reference material shows this piece to be quite dark. And I didn't want to use too much aluminum powder because that would make it look too shiny. The camera isn't really picking it up well, but the chest plate is actually quite dark with just enough shine to it to make it look like old weathered metal. So it looks much better in person than it does on camera. So the subsequent layers of this are formed using Smooth Cast's 65D. This is a white resin actually designed for rotocasting, but I pigmented it black, or gray I should say, with this black pigment here. This resin isn't designed to take pigment, so therefore the outcome is kind of a purplish gray color that the camera isn't really picking up either. So there were several failed attempts to get this chest piece right. Here's the first attempt. This is made using just onyx resin, which is actually quite brittle. It's I use it for my masks, and it works well for a mask because the mask isn't really exposed to too much movement or flex, whereas a chest plate would be. So, and this center here being the weakest structural point in the chest plate, that's where it broke. The next attempt was using black onyx resin again, cold cast with aluminum, with a piece of ABS kind of cast in there for strength, which failed. So anyways, I ended up using 65D as the base because it's a little more flexible and more forgiving. And won't crack as easily. And as you can see here, the middle is really thick, so there's no way to break this unless you put this thing over your knee or something, which I'm not gonna do, so I don't have to worry about it. Initially, this was built out of foam. This is the type of foam I used, Creatology, that I bought from Michael's up in Canada. Built it up, like I said, using foam sheets, and then once I had the armor piece done, I coated it with onyx resin to basically seal it. But I went a little overboard and did too much of it, so I ended up kind of ruining the whole thing, which resulted in me needing to use Rebound 25, make a mold of it, and create a clone of this object, just in a different medium, in a hard resin medium that I could sand and polish out. So once I cloned this, I was able to, after many days of work, sanding and grinding and this and that, Bondo and whatnot, this is my mold that I use for creating this piece here. So anyways, pretty happy with the way this turned out, and I can't wait to move on with the rest of the build. And as some people have commented, this is pretty much the Jedi plate as well, with just a few minor differences. So this piece could be easily modified to be used with the Star Wars: The Old Republic Jedi armor as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and check my website, mynocksdan.com, for more progress on the armor build.